Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm Henderson and we're getting into top 10 tips for early to mid game Project Infinity. Let's go. Tip number 1. If you haven't already found this out, you can compress dust and then put that into a barrel to get compressed clay to save you a lot of time and effort. Tip number 2. This one's a bit more of an explanation one, but it's basically how to get dirt early game. So most people know you can put vegetation in a barrel and it will slowly progress into dirt. But what some people don't realize what you can do is you can do a hopper botany pot just like this. And there is also 3 different tiers of botany pots and farmland. And you can make this tiny little setup here. So all it is bamboo, which grows some of the fastest plants in the game, into the chest. The chest then pulls it out, puts it into the barrel, and when it's finished, the barrel then puts it into a drawer, and then we put a slab on top to stop water from filling the barrel when it's empty. This is completely scalable. With this little setup right here, you can have this go as long as you want. I just did 2 for the sake of it, and we just do chests because you can open them through the hopper botany pots, and they're just easier to do a double chest, and you know, takes less wires and stuff than barrels. So you can also speed this up with elite hoppers, ultra hopper botany pots, and also creative hopper botany pots. And then also the dirt and the farmland can also factor in. A good way to get Insanium farmland really early on is to just kill a wither a couple times and it'll have a chance to drop Insanium and you can turn that into farmland. Tip number 3. If you're relatively early into the game and you haven't got many resources, use dimensions to get the resources. Nether cakes can be a bit expensive, but these mining dimensions, they are not expensive. These 2 are diamond pickaxes and their chosen block. This is a netherite pickaxe, but you can access all of the dimensions exactly the same way as you would normally as well. So the nether, you can make a nether portal. The end cake, you kind of do need to make an end cake for. But the lost cities, as long as you've got 6 skeleton skulls, a bed, and some diamond, you can get there, but this is way easier. And we can get into how to get skeleton skulls as well if needs be. Other dimensions you can use for even cheaper than these are frames for the hunting dimension and a hunting dimension portal igniter. You can click that, and this is very easy to make. And this is very easy to make. It is just an arrow in the crafting, and you right click on the frame there, and it's done. The frame itself is also very easy. It's just hunting dimension portal igniter and the frames, and you build it the same way you would a nether portal. And the Twilight Forest, if you're watching this in a version where the Twilight Forest is not in this, I am sorry, but in the version that I'm playing at the moment it is. All you need to do is build this little contraption here, surround a little 2x2 pool of water, chuck a diamond in, and that is how you get to the Twilight Forest. Now, what else you can do is you can have waystones that go to most of the dimensions. I haven't found a dimension that waystones don't work in yet. If you do find one, please let me know. But all of these I have dimensions set up for, so you can just travel there whenever you want without the cost of the cake, and you can do whatever. Now, you'll see, this Lost Cities dimension is probably the best one to get, so I'd recommend it, but it has all the biomes in normal Minecraft. It's got a bunch of glass, terracotta, loads of cities you can loot for free. Especially in the daytime, these cities are free, but you can find anvils, you can find enchantment tables, quartz, you can find so much. And you can also go mining in this dimension as well. It's basically the overworld just with these. So you can get everything you need from here. If you're struggling, say you need dirt, you know, vein mine some dirt, there we go. Say you need seeds, there you go, etc, etc. Now, another one that I have found to be incredibly powerful to use is the mining portal dimension. Endstone can be hard to kind of auto-craft sometimes, especially early on, but if you make 8 of it and a diamond pickaxe, you can go to the mining dimension end, and you can just mine it infinitely, and then sieve it, because you can't get, like, draconic ores here. You can just get some of the very basic ores. And prosperity shards as well. I don't think they spawn in here either. But yeah, if you ever need endstone, you can just come in here until you have it automated. Tip number 3. Void miners are very powerful later in the game, but they take so long to set up and get to their final tiers. I would recommend getting a void miner as soon as you got a decent supply of, you know, sieving done. If you've done a little bit, they're not expensive at all. If you've done a little bit of sieving, you'll have enough resources to make them. They're going to take a long time, and especially if you have access to the nether, you can do it even faster on the nether roof, and you can just set up a waystone to the nether roof. Void miners are heavy in power. They do take a lot of it. This one takes 3000 RF per tick, but you should have some sort of decent power supply at the point of having enough items to be sieved constantly. So yeah, just increase your power, and if you want me to do a video on power sources, please let me know. Tip number 4. Now we're going to get a bit more complicated now. Tip number 4 is about AE2 and other storage mods. AE2 in Project Infinity is the backbone of surviving the pack. If you don't do it, or if you go refined storage, you're going to have a hard time. Not so much a hard time with refined storage. You can still do stuff with refined storage, but AE2 is just better. And it's super easy to get started in this pack. Like most packs, you have the drawers mod or functional storage, or you have sophisticated storage, and AE2 connects perfectly to it. Ignore these. You can set up a controller and an interface with a storage bus just like this, and it will connect all of these chests together. As long as they are touching each other, it will all connect, and you will have access to loads and loads of storage. Like so. And these can also have upgrades in them. These can also go to netherite tier. And the same is exactly said for the functional storage drawer. As you can see here, we have dust, sand, and gravel. If I click this, at the moment we've only got gravel in there. But all we would need to do is go to the linking tool. Grab the linking tool, click our draw controller, and we just click these, and then boom, we also have dust and sand in here as well. Now, just because you don't have drives doesn't mean you can't autocraft. It still works exactly the same. You can have auto crafters and it's not a problem. If I want to autocraft some logs, I can simply request it. It will pull them out of here and put them back into here. No problem. And again, same for the coprocessor, so it has the memory to do so. And you can also do exactly the same. You can put a recipe in, encode it, put it into here, and it works exactly the same. Tip number 5, using AE2 to power sieves. So here we have a connector which is just connected over here to this little AE2 system because I didn't want to make, you know, a bunch of them. And all it has is gravel from this drawer. So obviously if you supply the gravel in some way or another, you can do the same thing. If you have a seed for gravel, then you can craft it with a crafting card. But all you need is gravel in here with acceleration cards, and it will constantly keep the mechanical sieve filled. And that is the best part about that, because it keeps up with the sieve. So if we turn the sieve on, it will go, and then all the items will go into this access point, which are connected to these drawers. I haven't done anything with these drawers just because this was an example. But it's really fast, it's pretty good, and you can scale it up as much as you want with every single drawer. And if you want to see that, go check out my series. I have a fully automatic sieve system on my series. I do cover it a little bit, I explain it, and if you want me to build it one for one, come join the Discord, come ask me to help you out, and I'll help you out. So with the sieves, you've got all the different types of meshes as well. And what the best recommendation for getting dust and gravel and sand is the mechanical hammer. It's not too expensive on fuel. It's not as expensive as the crusher from Mechanism or the other crusher from Thermal. It's probably the best, cheapest early game, and I'm still using it in the late game. These drawers can also be connected up to these systems as well, so we will have access to them as it goes on. And I can show you a way to compress and auto smelt them if you're interested. Again, that is on my series, go check that out. Tip number 7. We can use gateways to automate hostile neural networks. Gateways are pretty simple. It's usually crying obsidian and obsidian with a mob drop of some kind, and it gives you the gateway. Now, because mobs are pretty rare in a void world or super flat, etc., if you have a mob farm or you go to the Lost Cities and say you're looking for basalts or blitzes or blizzes, or you want a skeleton or something like that, you can make a gateway for most mobs, and then you can hold your model framework, click it, put it into the deep learner, and then you can just use hostile neural networks. And they spawn a bunch of them. They spawn enough to get it up to, I think, superior if you did the fight, or at least the second tier of framework, which is pretty good. Tip number 8. You can completely automate waves with Industrial Foregoing. Now, the Mob Crusher is expensive, don't get me wrong. It's going to take some setting up to do to get it fully automated. It's a bit of a way away. This is towards the mid game, but it's incredibly powerful. You'll get so much loot from it. You'll get incredible amounts of stuff from it, especially when you want to do the Gateway of Ignis. It is honestly game changer. It's very simple. If you supply it with power, a range upgrade of any tier, a speed upgrade of any tier, you can see the working area range right here. So say if I want to put a zombie in here, it'll go in there, and as soon as that's turned on, it will get rid of the zombie, like so. It's very quick. This can be speeded up. I only have a tier 2 in there at the moment, but if we put a gateway in the middle of the box, it will just clear the waves for us non-stop. Tip number 9. Now, this one was a big game changer for me because I wasn't really a fan of Britannia before this pack, purely because of the runes. The runes were so kind of fiddly and, a mess. I just couldn't be bothered with it, pretty much. But this trick, which I learned from Pilpo, it just changed the game for me. It changed my game for multi-blocks. It changed it for odd crafts like the runes from Britannia, etc. But it's a very simple thing, and it's very small, as you can see. But all it is a connector with an encoding terminal and a pattern provider going into a chest. Now, if you get a piece of paper, you name it to what you want the rune to be. So this could name anything. You could name it 1, you can name it 3, you can name it whatever you wanted. It doesn't matter, but for easiness, I'll just name it Water Rune or Rune of Water. You receive this, you come into here, and then what you want to do is you want to encode the pattern like this. But instead of having the Rune of Water, you want to put your paper in there and encode. Now that'll give you that result. If we put this in here and we try to gain a water rune, we're just missing living rock. If we come in here, we can press our water rune, we can request however many we want, press start, and then it will put it all in here. If we have a virtual crafting card in here, it will cancel the craft for us whenever it is in this chest. But other than that, if you don't have a crafting card in here, or the virtual crafting card, then you just have to come over to your processor and press cancel. But as you can see, it gives us all of the items ready to be used on whatever we want it to be. And this works for every single multi-block, every single rune, every single craft that is, kind of fiddly, kind of like one of these where you have to throw items down. You can automate this later with, runic altar, like mechanical runic altars, base, etc. But for now, like in the earlier game, this is incredibly powerful. Tip number 10. Assembly matrix. The assembly. This thing. You've probably seen it on some videos somewhere. It's all the mods 10 have it. Project Infinity has it. I've got 2 of these at my base right now. In my newest episode, I'll have a new one, the fully upgraded one. But it's very, very cheap. It takes quartz and iron and redstone. That's pretty much it. It takes matables. If you need a demonstration on how to get matables, please let me know. I will sort you out. Come into my Discord again and I'll help you out. It's not a problem at all. But it's very simple. All you need to do is connect it to your ME system. This will hold so many crafting jobs. It will get rid of this and it will hold so many. And now I have 2 of these because I did fill one up because I made all of the inferium to supremium armors and tools, and I put them in there and it took up a lot of spaces. But they're very cheap and easy to make, and the further into the game you are, the more likely you're going to have an upgraded one anyway. And again, if you want a tutorial on how to do the upgraded one, just please let me know. I'm happy to cover it, but it's very easy. As long as it's fully built with frames and then a glass or, you know, block in the middle, and then you've got to fill all the middle blocks as well with at least a speed core, crafting core, and pattern core. And then I also have an upload core in there as well, so it will automatically put patterns into here for me. You won't need more than 5 speed cores. Any more than that, it's not worth. It doesn't change anything, so you can fill it up with pattern cores and crafting cores. But yeah, I'd recommend building this as soon as you can. It is expensive to early game, but for mid game, this is so cheap. You know, you could have 10 of them and it wouldn't be an issue. But again, this is, you know, I highly recommend it. It's incredibly powerful, and it's going to save you a lot of headache in the long run. So everybody, there are my top 10 tips for early to mid game. More like early game, to be fair. There's not too much that's late game in here or mid game. But yeah, if you already knew them, no worries. Hopefully you did learn something new. If this is something new, please let me know in the comments what you learn. And also, if you want me to do more of these, please let me know. I love doing this kind of stuff. I will be doing more of them in the future. And yeah, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Go join my Discord. It's down below. We've had some major renovations done to it at the moment, so it's you know, it's getting somewhere. We recently joined an SMP, so go join that if you want. And yeah, word of the day is going to be H. If just put a H in the comments, you'll get a free upgrade in my Discord. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Peace.